Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible. So, we are at day 69 of the daily drill. So, today we are going to look at 10 questions from Quant. So, without further ado, let's start with the session. Today, we have a bit of not challenging questions as such, but they are slightly more difficult than usual. So, now we have entered the territory wherein the questions will not be as straightforward as they used to be earlier. Of course, we might see a simple question here and there because as unexpected as it might seem like, cat also has a lot of easy questions in the mix. Again, as I keep on saying, cat 2023 was an outlier. It was not the norm, it was an exception. So that's why you will see quite a few easier questions when it comes to the mocks or even the past cat papers and so. Okay, so let's just check if everything is fine and then let's start with the session. All right, I think it is fine now. Let me just check once from my end. For some reason, I was not able to locate the stream. I'll just check once if everything is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine now. Yeah, perfect. Just check once from my end. Yeah, so it looks fine. So we are good to go now. So let's start with the session today. So we have 10 questions that we are going to look at in today's quant daily drill. And I hope all of you have taken the test. If you haven't taken the test, do make sure that you look at the test first and then have a look at the solutions for best results. Otherwise, it's just going to be a monologue kind of a thing where I speak and you just sit and watch, right? Which suits me. But then you can gain a lot more by solving the questions beforehand and then having a look at the solutions, because who knows, you might have a better solution, you might have thought of something else compared to what I would have thought of. So that is generally going to benefit both of us in a way. So that's why I generally advise people to have a look at the test first and then have a look at the solutions. The link to the portal where all the tests are hosted, so all 69 tests till date are all freely available for anyone who is preparing for CAT 2024. And that is what needs to be done. Also, when once you sign up on the portal, there is this small bit that you have to do, which is confirm your email address, because at the back end we see a lot of people who have registered, signed up, but they haven't confirmed their email address. So unless you have confirmed your email address, you will not be able to view or solve the test. So make sure that you have done that. Otherwise, there's a chance that you might not be able to access the tests as well. It's nothing. It's basically a simple button that you have to click once you register on the portal. So that should be good. Okay. The other thing is we have our CAT Mastery program, and again today is a Thursday, right? So this is the last day of the week wherein we will be meeting for the mastery programs. And we are done with what 5 weeks of mastery program of the mastery program now, and we have a couple of weeks to go. So make sure that you are a part of that program and you are having a good look at the sets, the passages, and the questions that we are discussing on a daily basis, 4 days a week. So वो वाली चीजें एक बार देख लेना. The program is now available for 8,000 rupees, all three sections combined. So have a look at it. It will help you cover your cat, practice your cat questions till the day of the cat, right? So it's a pretty extensive program, 120 odd hours of content and so on and so forth. So I do have a look at that. And yeah, on that note, let's start with today's session. So today is the Quant daily drill. So let's start with the first question and see how it goes. Hi Akansh, hi Omkar, hello. So we'll do that. And also one small thing. So tomorrow I will be Inside IM has invited me to or invited me on their channel to talk about Cat 24 in general, and it's an Ask Me Anything session. So if you are a part of that channel, do turn up for that session as well. Tomorrow we won't be having a daily drill, but we will be having that session. So make sure that you turn up for that, so that yeah, we are able to catch up then. Okay. So let's start with today's session. Let's start with the first question. The strength of an indigo solution in percentage is equal to the amount of indigo in grams per 100 cc of water. Okay. So 100 cc of water में अगर 20 grams है तो 20%. That is what it means. Two 800 cc bottles are filled with indigo solutions of strengths 33% and 17% respectively. तो एक में 33% है, 33 into 800 is the actual quantity of indigo, and 17 into 800 will be the actual quantity of indigo in the second bottle. A part of the solution from the first bottle is thrown away, उसको फेंक देते हैं पूरा का पूरा, and is replaced by an equal amount of solution from the second bottle. If the strength of the indigo solution in the first bottle has now changed to 21%, अभी 21% क्यों हुआ? Because हमने 33% वाला part जो है उसमें से थोड़ा part निकाला, and we mixed this 33% solution with a 17% solution. And because हमने 33 और 17% को mix किया in some proportion, we got an effective solution of 21%. So one way of doing it is you can say that okay, x ml हमने निकाला था या x ml हमने यहाँ से वहां पे transfer किया था after that, and then basically the proportion became something like this. So let's say for example we are talking about 800 cc का bottle है, right? Out of which you have removed some x ml, let's say, or x cc, let's say for example, right? Now what happens in that case? The indigo solution that will be present will be 33 by 100 into 800 minus x, अगर x निकाल दिया, ठीक है? So this one is thrown away. So x cc, let's say, is thrown away. ठीक है? We can also do it using allegations. It's a very easy way to do this, but I'll just show you the equation based method so that you know how difficult or how easier your allegation rule might actually be. So 33 by 100 into 800 minus x, that is the amount of solution with 33% strength जो है, तो वो होगा. एंड द अदर पार्ट, द रिमेनिंग पार्ट, 800 के अंदर से अगर x निकाल दिया तो ये बचा. सो 17 by 100 विल बी अ पार्ट ऑफ x cc, क्योंकि दोनों मिला के तो 800 cc ही है. सो पार्ट ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट बॉटल इज थ्रोन अवे. तो पहले तो दे आर फिल्ड विद इंडिगो सॉल्यूशंस, उसमें से कुछ पार्ट थ्रो किया एंड देन वी पुट एन इक्वल वॉल्यूम. तो व्हाटएवर वी हैव थ्रोन वी हैव रिप्लेस्ड. सो यहाँ पे वी आर बेसिकली सेइंग दैट 17% ऑफ x ये वाला सॉल्यूशन बनेगा. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी नथिंग बट 21% ऑफ 800. ठीक है? नाउ इफ यू सॉल्व दिस विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ x वेरी इजीली कि x कितना हमने थ्रो किया था. सो यू कैन जस्ट ट्राई टू डू इट लाइक दिस. 33 into 800 minus 33x plus 17x is 21 into 800. So यहाँ पे minus 33 plus 17 will be 16x equals 33 minus 21 is 12 into 800. ऐसे कुछ आएगा. 16 5s are 80, तो 50 आएगा, तो 600 cc. What does this mean? 16 x जो था वो 600 cc था. So 600 cc was put from the second bottle into the first bottle. So how much is left in the second bottle? 800 में से 600 चला गया. The remaining part is going to be 200 cc, and that is going to be our answer. What is the volume in cc that is left? So the answer, as Avinash has mentioned, is 200. There's another way of doing this, which is basic allegation. Allegation में हम क्या करेंगे? हम बोलेंगे पहला solution पूरा का पूरा 33% का था. Second solution was 17%, but the resultant is 21%. तो इनको किस वॉल्यूम में मिक्स किया हो? So 21 minus 17 will be 4. 33 minus 21 will be 12. So these solutions should have been mixed in the ratio of 1:3. ठीक है? तो 1:3 के रेशियो में इनको मिक्स किया गया था. But total we know is 800 cc. तो 800 cc अगर उसका कैपेसिटी है, उसमें से one part is 33% and 3 parts is 17%. That basically means that 200 cc of original and 600 cc from bottle 2, right? So bottle 2 में से 600 cc has been poured here. अगर 800 में से 600 यहाँ पे डाल दिया, if you have poured 600 cc out of 800 cc, the remaining part is going to be 200 cc. So allegation rule से भी बहुत easily कर सकते हैं, not difficult, not a difficult question at all. Even if you do it using allegation, it will be much easier. ये थोड़ा difficult हो सकता है, but allegation rule will work beautifully. ठीक है. And at any point in time, if you okay. Krish, if you are a part of a Telegram group, do drop us a message to the admin, and we will help you with the enrollment. And do not use the QR code, because that we have seen fails a lot of times if you don't really pay within a certain amount of time. तो वहाँ पे थोड़े bugs हैं. So otherwise you can pay it using your गूगल पे अगर आईडी होगा, यूपीआई आईडी से पे कर सकते हो, क्रेडिट कार्ड, डेबिट कार्ड्स, नेट बैंकिंग, all those are available. So maybe because you are using QR code, that might be an issue, but we haven't received any this thing as such, notification as such कि payment failure हुआ. So just get in touch with the admin on the channel, Telegram channel पे जो admin है वहाँ पे just send us a message and we will help you with. ठीक है? Sure. Let's look at the next question. So Amar, Akbar and Anthony are working on a project. Working together, Amar and Akbar can complete the project in 1 year. So Amar plus Akbar is 1 year. Akbar and Anthony can complete it in 16 months. So Amar plus Akbar, Akbar plus Anthony in 16 months. अब एक year में है, एक months में है. It's easier for us to convert year to months ना, than 16 months to a year. So 12 months करते हैं, 16 months करते हैं. And the third thing is Anthony and Amar can complete in 2 years. 2 years is 24 months. ठीक है, तो 12 मंथ्स में ये दोनों करते हैं, 16 मंथ्स में ये दोनों करते हैं, 24 मंथ्स में ये दोनों करते हैं. Okay, displaying page not found. Okay, maybe you are using a different link than what is supposed to be. So maybe that link has not been rendered correctly. So ठीक है, we'll share the direct link with you on chat. So just let me take care of it. All right, so ये वाला 24 months. Now one thing we can do is we can use the LCM method. Let the total amount of work that needs to be done be an LCM of 12, 16 and 24. So 12 and 16 का LCM अगर देखेंगे, this is 4 into 4, this is 4 into 3, 48, and 48 is a multiple of 24. So पूरा का पूरा work let's say is 48 units. इसका मतलब अमर and अकबर 1 month में कितना काम करते हैं? 4 units per month. So इन दोनों का efficiency is 4 units per month. इन लोगों का efficiency is 48 units in 16 months, so 3 units per month होगा. Hi Ravi, good evening. And Anthony plus Amar 48 units in 24 months, मतलब 2 units per month का efficiency होगा. Right? Now from here we'll be able to figure out that Amar and Akbar, if they do 4 units per month, Akbar plus Anthony they do 3 units per month, and Anthony plus Amar do 2 units per month. अगर हम ये तीनों को add करते हैं, so we will get twice Amar plus Akbar, twice of all three of them, plus Anthony. ये तीनों को अगर twice करेंगे, then this will be how many units per month? 4 plus 3 plus 2, 9 units per month करेंगे तीनों मिला के. So we can say that Amar, Akbar and Anthony, right? It will be 4.5 units per month. But we know that Amar and Akbar do 4 units per month. So Anthony हमने को पता चल जाएगा will do 0.5 units per month. Akbar plus Anthony is 3 units per month. So remaining 1.5 would have been done by Amar. And last अगर देखेंगे तीनों मिला के 4.5 है. This is 1.5, this is 0.5. So this has to be 2.5 units per month. Fine. So this is basically what it looks like this. Okay. Now the question is, the person who is neither the fastest nor the slowest. अब fastest कौन है इसके अंदर? Akbar is the fastest, 2.5 units per month. Slowest कौन है यहाँ पे? Anthony, 0.5 units per month. So neither the fastest nor the slowest is Amar according to this question. The time in months he will take to complete the project. अब 48 units cover करने हैं at the speed of 1.5 units per month. So 48 divided by 1.5 or 48 divided by 3 by 2. You will get 3 16s are 48, 16 2s are 32 months. ठीक है? So amount of time taken in months will be 32 months for this thing. ठीक है? Krish, the link has been shared in the chat, so एक बार देख लेना. And as Prachi has mentioned there, use UPI ID and do not use the QR code. QR code का we have seen some errors with QR code, so don't use that. you can directly enter your UPI ID. So if your UPI ID is something 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 at the rate ICICI बैंक ऐसे कुछ अगर है तो use that. That will work better. ठीक है. And SIMCAT percentile are how accurate? I don't know about the Advika. I have not seen the percentile predictor this year, but it is fairly scientific. So I think the accuracy should be pretty good because I was a part of the project जहाँ पे ये सब डिजाइन किया था. But so that's why I can say with certainty that it will be very close. ठीक है. But that doesn't mean that you should take it to either your head or to your heart, right? So don't take success to your head and fail. Don't let success get into your head and failure get to your heart. So that is the advice that is there. Amir, I'll reply to that in a bit. Okay, I've seen the thing. I'll reply after maybe 2 or 3 questions. Okay, so now let's look at the next question. And Amar Akbar Anthony, there was a fun fact, by the way, I can't resist, right? I'm a Bollywood junkie, so can't resist. It's probably the only movie wherein uh, Rishi Kapoor has been shown elder to Amitabh Bachchan. So yeah, fun fact for you. The number of groups of 3 or more distinct numbers that can be chosen from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 3 or more distinct numbers choose करने हैं so that the groups always include 3 and 5. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. ठीक है. 3 and 5 हमेशा होने चाहिए तो 3 और 5 को तो चूज कर ही लिया हम लोगों ने, राइट. सो वहां पे अपने को नहीं करना है. एंड 7 and 8 आर नेवर इंक्लूडेड टुगेदर. ठीक है. So now we have chosen 2, but we need to choose 3 or more, which basically means 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 में से I need to choose at least one such that 7 and 8 are not chosen together. ठीक है. अभी if you get into that case when you are saying that चलो exactly one choose करते हैं, exactly one can be chosen in 6 ways, exactly 2 can be chosen in 6C2 ways minus 1, exactly 3 can be chosen in 6C3 ways minus 2C2 into 4C1. तो बहुत मेहनत हो जाएगा, राइट. तो इतने सारे केसेस अपने को नहीं लेने. What we have to understand in this particular context is we have 6 digits that we have here and not chosen together. 7 and 8 cannot be chosen together. So let's say for example एक case है जहां पे we are choosing only 7. There is one case wherein we are choosing only 8 and there is one case wherein we are choosing neither 7 nor 8. ठीक है. तो अगर ओनली 7 को हम लोग चूज कर रहे हैं तो 7 को तो चूज कर ही लिया है. नाउ द रिमेनिंग 4 डिजिट्स दैट आर, तो 8 को चूज नहीं कर सकते. बट आउट ऑफ 1, 2, 4 एंड 6 वी हैव टू चूज एनीथिंग. मतलब वी मे और मे नॉट चूज एनीथिंग. तो 4 में से अगर हम सारे के सारे एक भी चूज नहीं करेंगे दैट कैन बी डन इन 4C0 वेज. एग्जैक्टली एक चूज करना है तो 4C1 वेज. एग्जैक्टली दो चूज करना है तो 4C2 वेज, देन 4C3 एंड देन 4C4. ये हो. Now, if you know the form of this, you should know that NC0 plus NC1, यहाँ पे लिख देता हूं मैं for the benefit of all those of you who are not familiar with the concept. NC0 plus NC1 plus NC2 ऐसे करते अगर NCN करेंगे ना, इसका value will be 2 raised to n. So in this case, 4C0 plus 4C1 ऐसे करते करते if you go till 4C4, the answer to this will be 2 raised to 4. ओनली 8 के केस में क्या होगा, अगेन एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग. 8 को चूज करेंगे एंड 1, 2, 4, 6 में से वी मे और मे नॉट चूज एनी और ऑल कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. अगेन वी विल हैव 4C0, 4C1, 4C2, 4C3 एंड 4C4. तो ये सारे यूज करेंगे, अगेन विल गेट 2 raised to 4 केसेस. नीदर 7 नॉर 8, इसके अंदर आई विल हैव टू चूज एटलीस्ट वन. तो ये थोड़ा सा अलग हो जाता है कंपेयर टू द प्रीवियस टू. एटलीस्ट वन आई नीड टू चूज फ्रॉम दिस सेट. इसका मतलब क्या बना, आई हैव टू चूज इधर 4C1, 4C2, 4C3 और 4C4. Why do I have to choose at least one? Because we need groups of 3 or more. तो अगर हम लोग यहाँ पे भी 4C0, 1, 2, 3, 4 करेंगे, our answer will be wrong. So the answer here will be 4C1, 2, 3, 4, which means 2 raised to 4 minus 4C0 वाला case, or this will be 2 raised to 4 minus 1, which will be, I write it 2 raised to 4 minus 1. तो टोटल कितना बनेगा यहाँ पे, 2 raised to 4 is 16 plus 16 plus 16 minus 1, that is 15. So the answer is 47 and not 48. So some people might think कि 48 आंसर होना चाहिए, but the answer will be 47 in this case because यहाँ पे एक केस होगा 4C0. 4C0 का मतलब क्या है, we have not chosen 7, not chosen 8 and not chosen any of 1, 2, 4, 6. तो हमने चूज क्या किया, सिर्फ 3 और 5 ही किया ना, बट ग्रुप्स होने चाहिए 3 और मोर नंबर्स. That's why 4C0 वाला case will not be considered. ठीक है. So the total here should be 47. Fine. what is the level of AIMCAT related to CAT? So Chirag, from what I've heard this year from the comments itself and the AIMCAT that I had taken live, uh, the level was difficult, but it was not very straightforward. So you can say that it may be 5% greater than that of the CAT. Having said that, because last year ka CAT, everyone wants to give you that experience जहाँ पे you are solving a slightly difficult test and are mentally prepared for a slightly difficult test as well. That's why maybe the level of difficulty is like that. But I am sure that across the board, अगर देखते हैं AIMCATs में भी अगर सारे AIMCATs देखेंगे, I am sure that not every AIMCAT will be difficult. Some AIMCATs will be easy, जहाँ पे मतलब a score of 100 plus might also be achievable. Some AIMCATs might be difficult, जहाँ पे a score of 70-75 plus might be difficult. ठीक है, और 100 plus might be possible or easy, and 70-75 plus might be difficult. So I'm sure that across all the AIMCATs that are there, it will make a lot of sense. ठीक है. And is snap worth giving, Siddharth? Yes. So if you're expecting somewhere around 90 to 95 percentile at the CAT, अगर मॉक्स के अंदर कंसिस्टेंटली और हिटिंग 80-85 परसेंटाइल, उसके ऊपर जाने में थोड़ा फाइट हो रहा है, देन आई वुड स्ट्रांगली सजेस्ट यू टू अपियर फॉर द स्नैप. ठीक है. एंड आमिर, डिस्ट्रैक्शन से कैसे बचना है? जितने पास एग्जाम आ रहे हैं उतनी डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो रही है. So Amir, it's an interesting question. It deserves a video on its own. See, there are a lot of apps that are available in the market जहाँ पे मतलब you can maybe not look at a lot of things on your phone. उसमें लॉक कर सकते हैं, टाइम आउट दे सकते हो अपने आप को. All those kinds of things exist. But the point is you should know what you are fighting for. ठीक है. And अगर तुम्हारे पास प्लान होगा ना, that you are supposed to do 15 things every day, so that will generally help you. I'll try to make a video on this, telling you what are the 5 or 6 things that you should be doing on a daily basis to make sure that you are motivated throughout the journey. So again, उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आती है, right? Prioritize what you are doing, plan ahead of time. उसके बाद understand कि जो सबसे difficult चीज लगती है ना, वो you should ideally do it in the first half of the day. So maybe try to get up early and get done with these things at the beginning of the day. Instead of saying कि मैं रात को 10 से 12 या 12 से 3 बजे पढ़ाई करूंगा. So these kind of things generally don't work. So maybe these things will help you plan ahead of time. So I'll try to make a video maybe in the coming week or so on this topic. But it's of course something that a lot of people face difficulty in. But make sure that you're planning ahead of time. अगर plan कर लोगे ना, तो you will know कि अच्छा ये मेरा target है. This is what I need to do. 20 questions मेरे को ratios में से करने हैं. If you have that target, life becomes much easier. फाइन. चलो लेट्स लुक एट दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. एक छोटा सा फॉर्मूला था जो हमने थोड़ा पहले मे बी वन ऑफ द ज्योमेट्री डेली ड्रिल्स, आई थिंक समवेयर अराउंड द 40s में भी, वहां पे और 30s और 40s के अंदर ज्योमेट्री ड्रिल के अंदर वी हैव डन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. एक इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्सेप्ट है रिगार्डिंग द इन रेडियस ऑफ अ राइट एंगल्ड ट्रायंगल एंड द दिस थिंग ABC is night, right? In radius of a right angle triangle and the sides that are there. ठीक है. तो एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सा कॉन्सेप्ट है. अविनाश, yes, the answer is right. So there is a very interesting concept that exists regarding the in radius and the sides of a triangle. So maybe you can have a look at that concept once and see if it works for you. ठीक है. तो ये इन रेडियस हो जाएगा छोटा r. This will basically be the in radius that will be there, and then you will have your sides that will be present, right? So if the sides that you have, if the sides of a right angle triangle are ABC, where C is the hypotenuse, longest side. ठीक है. Then the in radius is given by A plus B minus C divided by 2. Can think of the remaining 4 numbers, each may or may not be chosen. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 16 ways. Anshuman, ठीक है, 16 ways is fine. So that's what we did, right? 16, 16, मतलब any 4 इसके अंदर everything can either be chosen or not be chosen. So it's perfectly okay. So that is also fine. 4C0, 4C1, 4C2, 4C3, 4C4 is also fine. मतलब whichever way you know, you can use that. Either way is fine. So what you're saying is also right. ठीक है. So this is basically what it looks like. The in radius for any right angled triangle is given by A plus B minus C divided by 2. ठीक है. So if you know this thing, then it will become slightly easier. Fine. So ये अगर पता होगा, your life might be मतलब थोड़ा इजी हो सकता है. देयर इज अ प्रूफ आल्सो दैट एग्जिस्ट्स फॉर दिस, यू कैन हैव अ लुक एट दैट प्रूफ एज वेल अगर चाहिए तो. बट अदरवाइज इट्स फाइन, मतलब इट्स अ मैनेजेबल थिंग. फाइन. सो दिस इज व्हाट इट लुक्स लाइक. तो अगर ये पता होगा तो यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व दिस वेरी नाइसली. अभी सर्कल का डायमीटर 8 इंचेस है. अगर सर्कल का डायमीटर 8 इंचेस है, इट बेसिकली मींस इट्स रेडियस इज 4 इंचेस. 4 विल बी इक्वल टू वन साइड, जिसका अपने को एक साइड नहीं पता. वन साइड दैट मेक्स द राइट एंगल, वी डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज. वन साइड, अनदर साइड दैट मेक्स द राइट एंगल इज 10. ये अपने को दिया हुआ है, BC 10 है और ये 90 डिग्री है. सो वी नो दैट दिस इज 10. एंड हाइपोटेन्यूज अपने को नहीं पता. ठीक है. सो माइनस C. ठीक है. And this is divided by 2. So what will we get here? A minus C will be 8 and 10. A minus C plus 10 is equal to 8. Or you can say that C minus A, hypotenuse of course the longer side, C minus A will be equal to 2. ये अपने को मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. और in other words, C will be equal to A plus 2. फाइन. सो अब यहाँ पे C जो है वो A plus 2 है. ये वाला साइड A है और ये वाला साइड 10 है. Now if you know your Pythagorean triplets, you will see that I have a right angle triangle with sides A, 10 and A plus 2. अभी तीन साइड से A, 10 and A plus 2, which basically means that my hypotenuse and one of the sides that makes the right angle or that make the right angle is is 2. The difference between the two sides का length is 2. तो एक तो मुझे पता होना चाहिए मेरे ट्रिपलेट्स क्या क्या है. सो इफ यू नो योर ट्रिपलेट्स 10, 24, 26, यू विल सी दैट दो का डिफरेंस आ जाता है. 6, 8, 10 will not work because वहां पे 10 has to be the hypotenuse. अब 10 तो hypotenuse नहीं है, तो 6, 8, 10 will not work. 10, 24, 26 will work. अगर वो स्ट्राइक नहीं भी होता तो भी you can use Pythagoras theorem and figure it out using one equation and one variable. So a plus 2 the whole square, square of the hypotenuse will be equal to a square plus 10 square, that is 100. So a square plus 4a plus 4 is equal to a square plus 100. a square कट हो जाएगा. 4a will be equal to 96, a will be equal to 24. ये मिल जाएगा. सो वी नो दैट दिस साइड विल बी इक्वल टू 24. अभी अपने को निकाला है एरिया ऑफ द ट्राइंगल इन स्क्वायर इंचेस. दिस विल बी हाफ इनटू बेस इनटू हाइट. सो 24. सो 12 into 10, that is 120. That will be the answer to this one. Fine. ठीक है. I'll just check once if there are any questions here. Fine. And इसका proof is also very easy by the way. So let's say ये वाला साइड A है, let's say ये वाला साइड B है और ये वाला साइड C है. let's Now this is R ना, ये इन रेडियस है तो ये R है. So this part will be R, this part will be R, this part becomes B minus R, this part becomes A minus R. तो ये वाला will become A minus R plus B minus R because these are tangents to the same circle from an external point. So we will get C equals A plus B minus 2R, or we'll get 2R equals A plus B minus C, or we'll get R equals A plus B minus C divided by. That's the form. ठीक है. तो ये वाले से फॉर्मूला भी अपना बन जाए. Please give section test. Flacon, that is in the pipeline. Section tests and area tests and everything is a part of the mastery program के साथ जो हमने test build किया. That is with there. Those are the parts of that program that we have. यहाँ पे तो we have section level पे ही बोल सकते हैं. Area level, section level पे ही है ये tests. So that is basically what we have for the YouTube channel. ठीक है. Let's see. This is an interesting question. Suppose the length of each side of a regular hexagon ABCDEF is 2 centimeter. तो ABCDEF एक regular hexagon बनाते हैं. So let's say this is ABCDE and F. ठीक है. If T is the midpoint of CD, so T is the midpoint of CD, then the length of AT in centimeter is what? ठीक है. नाउ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट ये ए और डी को भी हम लोग ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. नाउ यू विल सी दैट ए एंड डी आर ऑपोजिट वर्टाइसेस ऑफ अ रेगुलर हेक्सागन. अगर हम रेगुलर हेक्सागोन का इंटरनल एंगल देखते हैं, सो ईच इंटरनल एंगल विल बी 120 डिग्रीज फॉर अ रेगुलर हेक्सागोन. ठीक है. सो अगर 120 डिग्रीज है इंटरनल एंगल फॉर अ रेगुलर हेक्सागोन, देन तो होगा भाई सिमेट्री पता चल जाएगा. सो दिस एंगल विल बी 60 डिग्रीज. फाइन. सो एंगल ADT will be 60 degrees. We also know that side of a regular hexagon is 2. Now, agar if you know the formula, it will be very easy for you to understand that AD will be twice of the side of the hypotenuse. So, इसको एक चीज याद रख लेना, मतलब you can just remember it, memorize it. I will show you how that works. But ये वाला अगर मेरे पास लाइन, so यहाँ से और यहाँ से मैंने परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप कर दिया. लेट्स नाउ दिस इज 2, दिस पार्ट ऑल्सो बिकम्स 2. ठीक है. अभी यहां से मैंने परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप किया है, ये एंगल, ये साइड 2 है, ये साइड भी 2 है, बिकॉज इट इज अ रेगुलर हेक्सागोन दैट वी हैव हियर. नाउ वी सॉ दैट दिस वाज 60, सो दिस बिकम्स 30. साइड ऑपोजिट टू 30 डिग्रीज विल बी हाफ द लेंथ ऑफ द हाइपोटेन्यूज, मतलब 1 यूनिट. सिमिलरली ये 60 है तो ये 30 हो गया. साइड ऑपोजिट टू 30 डिग्रीज विल बी हाफ द लेंथ ऑफ द हाइपोटेन्यूज, मतलब 1 हो गया. सो वी नो दैट साइड AD का लेंथ विल बी ट्वाइस दैट ऑफ द साइड ऑफ द हेक्सागोन. तो यहाँ पे अपने को इजीली मिल जाएगा AD will be equal to 4 units, 4 centimeters. ठीक है, ये अपने को मिल जाएगा. We also know that DT, right? DT जो है अपने पास, DT का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा? DT का वैल्यू is 1 centimeter. Why? Because DT is such that T is the midpoint of DC. Fine. Now what can be done in this case? अगर A और T को ज्वाइन करते हैं, ठीक है, A और T को अपन ने ज्वाइन किया हुआ है, there might be some logic that people might apply that this is perpendicular to DC. ठीक है, बट वो परपेंडिकुलर होगा क्या DC को? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. सो परपेंडिकुलर वाला विल बी डिफिकल्ट टू स्पॉट और डिफिकल्ट टू प्रूव कि परपेंडिकुलर कैसे हो गया, राइट? बिकॉज इफ यू ज्वाइन AC, देन दैट विल बी परपेंडिकुलर टू DC. तो A और C अगर ज्वाइन करेंगे ना अपन, सो देन दैट विल बी परपेंडिकुलर टू DC. जैसे ये वाला, इसको अगर ऐसे करेंगे ना, देन दिस विल बी परपेंडिकुलर टू दिस साइड. ये वाला एंगल, ये वाला लाइन विल नॉट बी परपेंडिकुलर टू दिस. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड टू बी केयरफुल अबाउट. तो वो करने से थोड़ा मतलब बच के रहना, डोंट डू दैट. ठीक है. सो AC इफ यू जॉइन, देन दैट बिकम्स परपेंडिकुलर टू दिस, जहां पे AT माइट बी योर हाइपोटेन्यूज एंड ACT के साथ भी यूज कर सकते. बट आई बेसिकली आई एम गोइंग टू यूज अनदर फॉर्मूला विच इज कॉल्ड द कोसाइन रूल. ठीक है. अब कोसाइन रूल क्या होता है? आई जस्ट ड्रॉ अ ट्राइंगल एंड शो यू व्हाट इट लुक्स लाइक. सो लेट्स से दिस ट्राइंगल इज ABC. ठीक है. A के ऑपोजिट का साइड का लेंथ A है, B के ऑपोजिट के साइड का लेंथ B है, C के ऑपोजिट का साइड का लेंथ C है. नाउ लेट्स से वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस एंगल A. सो वी कैन से दैट cos ऑफ A, ठीक है, cos ऑफ A इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू B स्क्वायर प्लस C स्क्वायर माइनस A स्क्वायर अपॉन 2BC. फाइन. सो ये याद कर लेना. इफ यू नो दी concept, it will be very easy for you to figure. ठीक है. So cos A is given by B square plus C square minus A square by 2BC. In this case, ये एंगल 60 डिग्री अपने को पता चल गया था. एंगल ADT was 60. I know that AD का लेंथ is 4. I know DT का लेंथ is 1. अपने को AT का लेंथ चाहिए, तो बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So ये 60 डिग्री है. So cos of angle A, the cos of 60 is going to be half. This will be equal to B square plus C square, दो एंगल जिसकी वजह से 60 बन रहा है. B square is 4 square, that is 16. C square is 1 square, that is 1 itself, minus A square जिसका लेंथ अपने को चाहिए 80, divided by 2 into B into C. 2 into 4 into 1, that is 8. तो ये हो जाएगा 2 4s are 8. We are going to get A square equals 17 minus 4 or 13. So A will be equal to root 13. This is the answer. ठीक है. Fine. Yeah, Ravi, thank you so much for that. Means a lot. All right. And if you don't know the relationship of inradius with respect to a right angle triangle, we can prove it, right? So same thing जो अंशुमन ने बताया वो भी कर सकते हैं, and you can prove it like I had done here, right? So A, B और C अगर तीन sides हैं and the inradius is R, तो ये अगर R है तो ये वाला part becomes A minus, ये वाला part becomes B minus R. This will effectively be B minus R, A minus R, C will be equal to this, and that way you'll be able to figure it out as. ठीक है. So that's what it looks like. Now let's go to the next one. Suppose hospital A admitted 21 less COVID infected patients. So now you know which era this question is from. I think it is CAT 21 if I remember correctly. Admitted 21 less COVID infected patients than hospital B and all eventually recovered. The sum of recovery days for patients in hospitals A and B were 200 and 152 respectively. Sum. Okay. If the average recovery days for patients admitted in hospital A, अब average recovery days क्या होंगे? Total number of days divided by number of cases. ठीक है, डेज डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ केसेस से अपना काम हो जाएगा. अपने को ये पता है दैट द टोटल इफ द एवरेज रिकवरी डेज फॉर पेशेंट्स एडमिटेड इन हॉस्पिटल ए वाज 3 मोर देन द एवरेज इन हॉस्पिटल बी. सो एवरेज डेज इन हॉस्पिटल ए माइनस एवरेज डेज फॉर हॉस्पिटल बी, वी नो दैट दिस इज 3. ए का एवरेज इज 3 ग्रेटर देन बी का एवरेज. अब ए का एवरेज क्या है? टोटल सम ऑफ रिकवरी डेज ऑफ हॉस्पिटल ए हो जाएगा 200 डिवाइडेड बाय द नंबर ऑफ पेशेंट्स दैट आर देयर. अपने को क्या निकालना है? नंबर ऑफ पेशेंट्स एडमिटेड इन हॉस्पिटल ए ना, तो इसको एक्स ले लेते हैं माइनस टोटल डेज फॉर हॉस्पिटल बी इज 152, राइट. नंबर ऑफ पीपल इन हॉस्पिटल बी कितने हो गए? ए एडमिटेड 21 लेस ना, सो बी शुड बी एक्स प्लस 21. इसका आंसर इज 3. दैट्स व्हाट द क्वेश्चन सेज. नाउ वी कैन बेसिकली यूज दिस एंड वी कैन फिगर इट. ठीक है, सो इसको अगर हम लोग सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं, 200x मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 21 into 200 is not difficult, 4200, 21 2s are 42, minus 152x will be equal to 3x into x plus 21. क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया. ठीक है, now 200x minus 152x is 48x plus 4200 equals 3x into x plus 21. You can make your life slightly easier by cancelling out the 3 from here. 16 3s are 48 and 1400 into 3 is 4200. ठीक है, so you will get 16x plus 1400 equals x square plus 21x, or in other words x square plus 21x minus 16x is plus 5x minus 1400 equal to 0. Now if you know the factors of 1400 and if you are able to figure out 35 into 40 करेंगे तो 1400 आता है. That might make your life easier. But अगर नहीं समझ में आता, let's say if you are not able to figure that out, you can also use the form minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. But इसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा ही मतलब कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा ना. So you will get minus 5 plus or minus नहीं चलेगा, plus ही करना है because number of days can't be negative, plus root of b square 25 minus 4 into a into c. Up 14 into 4 is 5600, that will be here, and divided by 2a मतलब by 2i. Now 5625 किसका स्क्वायर है अगर पता है तो your life might again become easier, right. 75 का स्क्वायर is 5625. ठीक है, so अगर वो पता है तो you will do 75 minus 5 divided by 2 or you will get 35. So x का वैल्यू 35 मिल जाएगा. The number admitted in hospital A should have been 35. Okay, Victor, it's going to take another week. So next week we are planning. And I didn't know that it was that hyped by. Okay. So as a lot of people have mentioned, I think Dashcat 10 seems to be the most popular and the toughest of the season so far. So we might as well take that. But again, the काफी चीजें है ना. I need to get an ID जहाँ पे लोगों ने Dashcat 10 नहीं दिया होगा, and they should be okay with I taking it. So let's see. ठीक है. So 35 is basically what it looks like here, and that should be the answer. ठीक है. डोंट नो द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ द रेडियस ऑफ अ राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल. ठीक है अंशुमन, कोसाइन रूल यूज कर सकते हैं एडीटी पे, दैट यू कैन डू. आई टुक एंगल एटीडी एज 90 एंड गॉट रूट 15. हाँ, सो दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम ना, एटीडी को 90 नहीं ले सकते. सॉरी सिरिल, you can't take ATD as 90 because ACD will be 90. So if I just tell you this one, let's say it looks like this, ACD will be 90. So ATD can't be 90. That is the problem. Okay. So let's look at the next one. The amount Neeta and Geeta together earn in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. Let the amount earned by Nita in one day be N, amount earned by Geeta in one day be G, and amount earned by Sita in one day be S. Okay. So this is amounts earned per day. Fine. So Nita and Geeta in one day, matlab Nita will earn N, Geeta will earn G, is equal to what Sita alone earns in 6 days, matlab 6 times S. Also the amount Sita and Nita together earn in a day, Sita plus Nita, will be equal to what Geeta earns in 2 days, will be equal to 2G. The ratio of the daily earnings of the one who earns the most to that of the one who earns the least is what? Okay. So in this case, what we will understand is n plus g equals 6s and s plus n equals 2g. So कोई भी एक को benchmark लेके we can figure out the other. ठीक है. Let's try to see what we can do here. Let's try to say that g के जगह पे 6s minus n डाल देते हैं. So g is 6s minus n, doesn't matter. You can put anything instead of anyone, doesn't matter at all. So you will get s plus n equals 2g है ना. So two 6s are 12s minus 2n, ये बनेगा. So you will get 3n equals 11s, or you will get uh, n equals 11s by 3. ठीक है. n equals 11s by 3. That is what we know. अभी g को भी s के फॉर्म में लेके आते हैं because n has been represented in the form of s. Now g is 6s minus n, मतलब 6s minus 11s by 3. Or g will be 18s minus 11s, that is 7s divided by 3. Okay, this is what we are going to get here. So n will be 11s by 3, g will be 7s by 3, and s is of course s. Okay, so now if you look at what is happening in this particular case, you will see that you have to figure out the daily earnings of the one who earns the most to that of one who earns the least. अब 11s by 3 and 7s by 3 के बीच में 11s by 3 is the larger number obviously. ठीक है. So 11s by 3 is the larger number, 7s by 3 is greater than s ना, it's 2.33s, s से तो बड़ा है, तो सबसे छोटा नंबर बन जाता है s. So the largest, most to least will be 11s by 3 divided by s, or 11 by, so answer will be option B, 11 by 5. ठीक है, you can do that. मतलब I have received a lot of as in so a lot of people have reached out and said that you can use their IDs, but you can do that. I need one ID of course. So जो भी मतलब whichever we are able to get, we will use. But हाँ, मतलब that's what the plan is. It will be sometime next week. Exact date we will convey, but next week कभी तो भी हो. All right, this is an interesting one. The natural numbers are divided into groups as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. The sum of the numbers in the 15th group is equal to, right? So there are two things that you can see here. There is some correlation that exists. So one thing you can understand is the last digit. So 1 अगर यहाँ पे है, 4 is the last digit, 9 is the last digit, and so on. ठीक है. So this is what it looks like. So 15 group के अंदर last digit क्या होगा? That is one thing that you can think of, right? The other thing you can think of is the middle number, because we have been asked the sum of the numbers, right? So middle number multiplied by the number of numbers that exists. So पहले वाले ग्रुप का, group 1 का sum is 1 itself. Can we avoid quadratic here in this one for the previous? इसके अंदर quadratic नहीं आएगा, you directly get a number I think. ठीक है. Group 1 is 1. Group 2, right? It will be 3 into 3. What about group 3? Middle number is 7 multiplied by 5 elements in the group. What about group 4? Group 4 will start with a 10 ना, and उसके अंदर कितने terms होंगे? So 1, 3, 5, मतलब there should be 7 terms in this group. And what number are you talking about? यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 3 है, यहाँ पे 7 है. So what will be the next number? Just write it and see what happens. 9 है ना? So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 7 numbers का group है, and the middle term is 13. So now you can see some pattern developing. 1, 3, 7, 13. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे gap is of 2, यहाँ पे gap is of 4, यहाँ पे gap is of 6. सो वो गैप जो है वो धीरे 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 बढ़ता चला जाता है। फाइन। इन अदर वर्ड्स, just by observation it seems hard. 35 is not a factor of 200 that makes quadratic unavoidable. ठीक है, लेट्स। हाँ, तो यहाँ पे इफ यू कैन लुक एट इट, ये वाला एक पार्ट है जो ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं। दिस पैटर्न यू कैन ऑब्जर्व मे बी। अब व्हाट इज दिस पैटर्न, दैट इज अ नाइस क्वेश्चन इन इटसेल्फ, राइट? सो यहाँ पे वी आर बेसिकली सेइंग दैट दिस इज 1 एज इट इज। ये 3 कैसे आ गया, राइट? हाउ डिड यू गेट दिस 3? इट्स बेसिकली द एक्सट्रीम्स डिवाइडेड बाय 2, राइट? ये 7 कैसे आ गया? अगेन एक्सट्रीम्स डिवाइडेड बाय 2 एंड सो ऑन। सो ग्रुप 15 क्या होगा, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन दैट वी हैव। अब ग्रुप 15 जो होगा ना, उसका लास्ट टर्म इज वेरी इजी, बिकॉज 1 4 9 ये सारे टर्म्स हैं। सो फर्स्ट ग्रुप का लास्ट टर्म इज 1 स्क्वायर, सेकेंड ग्रुप का लास्ट टर्म इज 2 स्क्वायर, थर्ड ग्रुप का लास्ट टर्म इज 3 स्क्वायर, 15th ग्रुप का लास्ट टर्म विल बी 15 स्क्वायर, 225। नाउ इफ यू आर गोइंग बैकवर्ड्स, 225 224 223, इसमें बहुत मेहनत होगा ना। सो थिंक अबाउट व्हाट विल बी द फर्स्ट टर्म ऑफ ग्रुप 15। उसके लिए अगर मेरे को ग्रुप 14 का लास्ट टर्म पता है तो ये मेरा काम हो जाता है ना। ग्रुप 14 का लास्ट टर्म विल बी व्हाट, 14 स्क्वायर, 196। सो ग्रुप 15 का फर्स्ट टर्म क्या हो गया, 197। नाउ आई नो दैट 197 से लेके 225 तक के नंबर्स है मेरे पास। तने आई विल रिप्लाई टू योर क्वेश्चन, वी नीड टू कवर द क्वेश्चंस हियर एज वेल, राइट? वो करने के बाद आई रिप्लाई टू योर क्वेश्चन, डोंट वरी। ठीक है, सो 197 से लेके 225 तक, right? Now we also know that how many members are there in each group. फर्स्ट ग्रुप के अंदर 1 मेंबर था, सेकेंड ग्रुप के अंदर 3 मेंबर्स थे, थर्ड ग्रुप के अंदर 5 मेंबर्स थे, फोर्थ ग्रुप के अंदर 7 मेंबर्स थे, इनटू 2 माइनस 1। सो 15th ग्रुप विल हैव 29 मेंबर्स। एंड व्हाट इज द एवरेज कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ईच मेंबर, 197 प्लस 225 डिवाइडेड बाय 2। वन ऑफ द वेज इन व्हिच यू कैन, एक तरीका है। ठीक है, now one thing, if you are particularly intelligent or if you are particularly how would I put it, short on time, what you can do is you can look at the options and see अगर कोई एक ऑप्शन है जो 29 से डिविजिबल है या नहीं। so if you look at 6119 by 29, it is divisible. 7471 divided by 29 is not divisible. 4941 divided by 29 is not divisible, and 6090 divided by 29 is divisible. तो 6090 एंड 6119 में से कोई तो एक आंसर है। तो अगर मेरे को तुक्का मारना भी है तो आई विल मार्क एनी वन ऑफ दीस एज द आंसर। ठीक है, अब यहां तक आ गए हैं और 29 का मल्टीपल है पता है, तो देन लेट्स गो द एंटायर डू द एंटायर थिंग एंड फिगर आउट व्हाट। अब ये 225 प्लस 197 मतलब कितना हो गया, 325, 425, 425 माइनस 3 422। सो 29 इंटू 422 बाई 12 इज 211। सो 29 इंटू 211 करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, so you'll get 21 ones are 29, 21 ones are 29, 31, 29 twos are 58, 61, 6119 will be our answer. ठीक है, you can sort of do it in a lot of different ways. ठीक है, तो मतलब काफी सारी जगह से, मतलब काफी सारे तरीके से कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज वी नो दैट फर्स्ट ग्रुप के अंदर 1 इज द मिडल टर्म, सेकेंड ग्रुप के अंदर इट इज 2 स्क्वायर माइनस 1, थर्ड ग्रुप के अंदर इट इज 3 स्क्वायर माइनस 2। सो 15th ग्रुप के अंदर व्हाट शुड बी द केस, 15 स्क्वायर माइनस 14। सो ये डायरेक्टली भी मिल सकता है 211, एंड 29 भी डायरेक्टली मिल जाए। सो यू कैन रीच दिस पॉइंट डायरेक्टली इफ यू नो योर नंबर्स करेक्ट वेल एज वेल। ठीक है, आई शो द नेक्स्ट वन। तन्मय सॉरी, I have not started geometry and modern maths, completed 80% arithmetic and basics algebra equation. Should I start with geometry and modern maths or leave them and focus algebra and arithmetic? What I would suggest is, what I would suggest in this particular case is have a working knowledge of geometry and modern maths. Working knowledge मतलब क्या है? All the areas, all the perimeters वाले formulas, volume वाले formulas, ये सब तो at least कर लो। बेसिक स्टफ यू शुड नो इज व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट। मॉडर्न मैथ के अंदर भी वेयर टू टेक कॉम्बिनेशंस, वेयर टू टेक परम्यूटेशंस, ये वाला पार्ट होना चाहिए। रिपीटिशन के साथ क्या करेंगे वो वाला पार्ट एक हो जाना चाहिए। मे बी अ वेरी बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ डीरेंजमेंट विल डू। उतना अगर करेंगे तो आई थिंक दिस शुड बी गुड। ठीक है, तो एटलीस्ट डू दीस मेनी थिंग्स एंड उसके बाद अगेन सीक्वेंसेस एंड सीरीज ऑफ कोर्स। सो एपी जीपी, एपी जीपी एटलीस्ट उसके फॉर्मूलाज, nth term, sum of n terms, again nth term, sum of n terms and sum of infinite g. एटलीस्ट ये थोड़े से कॉन्सेप्ट कर लोगे ना, सो लाइफ विल बिकम मच इजियर फॉर यू, बिकॉज इजी क्वेश्चंस तो अपने अटेम्प्ट हो जाएंगे. सो डू दिस एटलीस्ट, एंड उसके बाद फोकस ऑन योर अरिथमेटिक एंड अलजेब्रा. ठीक है, दैट विल वर्क, बिकॉज समटाइम्स यू माइट गेट वेरी इजी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम ज्योमेट्री एंड मॉडर्न मैथ, तो वो मिस नहीं होने चाहिए. दैट इज द आइडिया. फाइन तने. So do a bit of this. Give yourself maybe 10 days, 10-15 days to develop ये सारा content, geometry and modern math का, and then focus more on arithmetic algebra. That is fine. Not a problem. ठीक है, चलो let's look at this. Anu, Vinu and Manu can complete a work alone in 15 days, 12 days and 20 days respectively. तो अभी टोटल वर्क अगर अपने को लेना है तो 15, 12 एंड 20 का एलसीएम लेना पड़ेगा. सो 15 एंड 12 का एलसीएम इफ यू लुक एट इट इज गोइंग टू बी 60, बिकॉज 15 में 4 है ही नहीं, एंड 12 is 4 into 3, and 60 is divisible by 20 as well. So let's say that the total work is 60 units. Fine, ये अपने को दिया. Now if this is the case, Anu will do what? 60 units in 15 days. मतलब 4 units per day का efficiency है अनु का. विनु का efficiency कितना है? 60 units in 12 days, मतलब 5 units per day. And Manu, if you look at it, is 20 days में 60 units, मतलब 3 units per day का efficiency. Now what is happening here? Vinu works every day. So every day Vinu तो अपना 5-5 यूनिट करते रहेगी. Anu works only on alternate days starting from the first day. So first day को Anu will work, second day को she will not work, third day को Anu will work, fourth day को she will not work, fifth day को Anu will work, and so on. And Manu works only on alternate days starting from the second day. So Manu will work on the second day, fourth day, sixth day, and so on. And Vinu will work every day. So we will get AV on day 1, MV on day 2, AV on day 3, MV on day 4, and so on. ठीक है, तो ऐसे होगा. Now A and V अगर ऐड करेंगे, A does 4 units per day, V does 5 units per day, तो day 1 को 9 units होना चाहिए. M does 3 units per day, V does 5 units per day, तो day 2 को 8 units होने चाहिए. Again you have AV, so 9, 8, 9, 8 ऐसे करते जाएंगे till the time you finish 60 units. So how many days are needed to complete the work? 2 consecutive days में 17 यूनिट्स हो रहे हैं, तो 17 प्लस 17 प्लस 17 51, और एक दिन और करेंगे तो नेक्स्ट डे ए एंड वी आर गोइंग टू वर्क टुगेदर, तो 9 यूनिट्स होंगे. सो यू विल बी डन इन अ ग्रैंड टोटल ऑफ 7 डेज. ठीक है, तो 7 डेज में अपना काम हो जाए. फाइन, सो दैट इज व्हाट इट लुक्स लाइक. चलो, we have one more question that we will do, and then I'll answer your question mysterious. So let's. How many 3-digit numbers are greater than 100? So basically 3-digit numbers, and increase by 198 when the 3 digits are arranged in the reverse order. इसमें बहुत छोटा सा ट्रैप है, so pay attention to this one. Let the original 3-digit number. Let the original 3-digit number be 100A plus 10B plus C. So अगर एक नंबर A B C ऐसे दिखता है, then according to the place value and face value का concept, face value is A, but it is present at the hundreds place ना, तो उसका contribution to this number is 100 times A. B is present at the tens place, so 10B is उसका value, and C is present at the units place, so उसका value is C. ये original number था. Now reverse order में करेंगे. So जब हम इसको रिवर्स करेंगे, रिवर्स्ड नंबर क्या बनेगा? सी बी ए बनेगा. नाउ सी वुड हैव ऑक्यूपाइड द हंड्रेड्स प्लेस, बी विल स्टिल बी एट द टेंस प्लेस, एंड ए वुड हैव ऑक्यूपाइड द यूनिट्स प्लेस. दिस इंक्रीजेस बाय 198. मतलब जो रिवर्स नंबर है ना, वो बड़ा नंबर है. सो वी कैन से दैट 100C प्लस 10B प्लस ए माइनस द ओरिजिनल नंबर 100A प्लस 10B प्लस C इक्वल्स 198. 100C माइनस C हो जाएगा, which will give us 99C. 10B minus 10B will be 0, and A minus 100A will be minus 99A. This will be 198. Or in other words, C minus A will be 2. ये अपने को मिल जाता है. तो C minus A 2 हो. Now what all values can C and A take? C can be at most 9 ना, क्योंकि C सिंगल डिजिट नंबर है, तो C 9 है. अगर C 9 है तो A ऑटोमेटिकली 7 बन जाता है. C अगर 8 है तो A ऑटोमेटिकली 6 बन जाता है. ऐसे चलता रहेगा till the time A can be 1. A cannot be 0 because A B C is a 3-digit number. तो A 0 हो गया तो 2-digit नंबर बन जाएगा, राइट. सो A का वर्स्ट केस पॉसिबल इज 1, एंड उसका करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू ऑफ C will be 3. So basically we can see that 1 से लेके 7 तक there are 7 cases that exist. A lot of people end up marking 7 and get out of the question, but sadly that is not the answer. बिकॉज हम लोग बी को तो भूल ही गए. सो अगर मेरे पास एक कॉम्बिनेशन है ए बी सी ये नंबर का, जहां पे ए इज 7 एंड सी इज 9 विच इज दिस नंबर, बी कैन टेक एनी वैल्यू फ्रॉम 0 to 9 ना. सो 709 विल बी एन एक्सेप्टेबल आंसर, 719 will be an acceptable answer. ऐसे करते करते 799 will also be an acceptable answer. So for every combination of A and C, we get 10 possibilities for B. So 7 combinations है तो 7 tens are 70 will be our answer. So the answer is not 7. B can also take 10 values from 0 to 9. So अपना answer should be 70. So Divakar, yes, we can take 10 values for each case. And that's why the answer to this one should be 7 cases multiplied by 10 instances or 10 possibilities for B in each case. That's why 7. ठीक है. I'm done with basics of quants, but in mock I'm scoring 20 to 25 marks. Suggest something to take this score to 30 to 35 in the remaining days, and what should be my daily targets. So Mysterious, see, one thing is in terms of how do you improve 30 to 35, one thing you have to understand is if you are already attempting maybe 12 or 13 questions, then you should be getting 30-35 marks. अगर वहां पे accuracy नहीं बन रहा, then you have to be very careful when you are making that mistake. मतलब अगर conceptual error है, तो you will have to go back to the concepts and study the concepts. उसका कोई दूसरा तोड़ नहीं है, right? And if you know the concepts already, but you are making some silly mistake somewhere, कुछ कहीं पे थोड़ा ये हो रहा है, ओवरलुक कर रहे हो उस चीजों को, देन यू हैव टू बी अ बिट केयरफुल व्हेन यू आर सॉल्विंग. अगर 12-13 क्वेश्चन ही अटेम्प्ट नहीं हो रहे हैं, देन द कंटेंट इज द प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है. सो अगर यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग 8 9 10 क्वेश्चंस, देन रीचिंग 35 मार्क्स विल बी डिफिकल्ट, राइट? सो मतलब नॉट पॉसिबल थियोरेटिकली. तो वहां पे यू हैव टू हैव अ होल्ड ऑन योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. अगेन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्टेक्स्ट एज वेल. अगर लास्ट ईयर का पेपर दिखाया जाता है एंड यू आर नॉट गेटिंग 35 मार्क्स, आई एम ओके विद इट. इफ यू आर गेटिंग 25-27 मार्क्स, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी. इफ यू आर गेटिंग 25-27, ठीक है. बट अगर 2017 का पेपर दिखाया जाता है एंड वहां पे अगर स्ट्रगल कर रहे हो, तो इट विल बी अ डिफरेंट. सो पहले अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. डिड द पेपर डिजर्व 30-35 marks worth of performance? If yes, then figure out what was the issue. Did you not attempt for 13, 14, 15 questions, whereas you should have been able to do it, right? If you did not attempt those questions, then maybe you need to be a bit more aggressive. You have to spend less time on questions that you are not going to attempt at all. So if you have seen my live mock solving sessions, generally when I see a question and I think that there is too much of complexity involved, I will let go of that question very quickly. ठीक है. So although मतलब it pains my heart to leave a question, especially quant section के अंदर, because most of the question types I would have seen or I would have solved. तो सब कुछ ही अचीवेबल लगता है, right? But then you have to be very practical when you are taking the test. So वहां पे you have to ensure that you are letting go of the question very quickly. One, don't get stuck on any question for more than 30 seconds also. ये अगर एक दो चीजें करते रहोगे ना, you will see that you are spending more time on questions that you are going to get. इसको फोर्स करना है तो use that 1 out of 3 best of 3 वाला strategy that I generally tell people. Look at questions 1, 2, 3 एंड उसके अंदर जो भी easiest question लगता है which you firmly believe you can solve in 1.5-2 minutes, उसको attempt करो. If you are able to solve it, great. Go to questions 4, 5, 6 का bucket and then see which is the easiest one and then solve the easiest one. एक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिया, go to 7, 8, 9. डोंट से कि अरे ये तो जल्दी हो गया था, लेट मी लुक एट क्वेश्चन 4 और क्वेश्चन 6. वो नहीं करना है. ठीक है. सॉल्व ओनली वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम ईच बकेट ऑफ 3 एंड मूव अहेड इन. अगर चाहिए तो मेंटल नोट बना के रख दो कि 6 इजी लग रहा है, बट आई विल नॉट. आई विल डू इट लेटर. यू विल ऑलवेज हैव टाइम टू कम. ठीक है. तो वैसे करके फोर्स योरसेल्फ टू सॉल्व क्वेश्चंस अ बिट मोर क्विकली देन यूजुअल. अगर अटेम्प्ट का अगर एक्यूरेसी का इशू है, तो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर डूइंग इट such that you are paying more time or paying more attention to the questions that you can actually get right. अगर क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट नहीं हो रहे, 8 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट हो रहे, देन यू हैव टू बिल्ड योर कॉन्फिडेंस. ठीक है. तो जो भी एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस थे which you thought that you should have been able to do, जो भी 4 5 6 क्वेश्चंस थे which you are not able to do during the actual test, make sure that जो भी corresponding concepts है you keep on doing it. तो वहां पे पैच वर्क होगा बेसिकली. Whatever concepts you are not very comfortable with, keep on learning those concepts. धीरे 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 करके pile up हो. That is the whole idea behind preparing. But understand, one, if the test deserves that kind of a score. Two, are you attempting everything but accuracy is suffering? Then give more time to questions that you are getting right, so that you don't make those silly mistakes. And three, if you are not attempting sufficient questions, then basically build your concepts. तो ये 3 level पे you can think. ठीक है. Accuracy कम हो रहा है तो that is the worst मतलब thing to, ये मतलब worst thing in terms of feeling, but easiest thing to correct. You have to just be careful और कुछ भी नहीं करना. ठीक है. So that I think you should go. Tanay, see, honestly, you can just check the 3 mocks that I have done, right? So AIMCAT दिया था, SIMCAT दिया था और CL mock दिया था. Look at the attempts that I have done. I have also looked at the analytics at the end. So see which analytics talk to you the best. ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग हर एक मॉक टेस्ट प्रोवाइडर का टीम बहुत ही स्ट्रांग होता है एंड दे पुट देयर बेस्ट एफर्ट इनटू डिजाइनिंग दीस मॉक्स. अगर कोई भी एक मॉक टेस्ट सीरीज लेके पूरा सीजन दे दोगे ना ठीक से, आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव कवर्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट्स दैट आर टेस्टेड एट द कैंप. एक आधा कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट होगा जो शायद नहीं किया होगा, बट मोस्टली एवरीथिंग विल बी कवर्ड. So I would generally suggest people to go for a test series which gives you the best deal in terms of pricing, let's say, in terms of number of mocks that are there, in terms of additional features that you might get. Video solutions हो सकते हैं. In case of SIM cards, AI enabled questions हो सकते हैं. CL का कुछ अपना अलग चीज होगा. So all those things are there. तो वो सबको ध्यान में रखे make your choice. If you have a friend who has already taken AIMCATs, maybe you can take SIMCATs and try to see both the providers का ये मतलब try to familiarize yourself with both the providers के question types and everything. But honestly speaking, बहुत ही कम है to choose among the three that is there. 4 months ago, I would have said SIMCATs because I was a part of IMS. But at this point in time, to be very honest, to be very fair to you, I would say either of them will be a good thing to go. ठीक है. 25. And what should be my daily targets? Mysterious. Yeah, daily targets. So I had discussed it in the 75 days to cat video. So that will generally remain or hold true. On an average, what I would suggest is if you are prepared for some amount of time, which I think you have, then maybe on an average 2 RCs per day, 2 DILR sets per day, and somewhere around 30 questions per day in terms of quant should be good enough. मतलब on an average, you can do this thing wherein you are doing 6 RCs every 2 days or 6 DILR sets every 2 days. वो चलेगा किया तो. But in general, it's 2 plus 2 plus 30. That is generally the benchmark. उतना is good enough. Beyond that, whatever you can do, you can. ठीक है. And Anshuman, I was not able to address most of the things that you have put here. I hope it was clear to you. In case something is not, let me know on the group. I'll try to reply to you there because थोड़ा asynchronous होता है, right? The time when I am explaining it here, the chat lags by a bit, so I'm not able to answer real time. But I hope you have got everything that I wish to convey. ठीक है. चलो. I hope I haven't missed any question. ठीक है. So that is what it looks like. हाँ, accuracy is poor है तो यार मतलब then that is the easiest thing to correct. Accuracy improve करना was never a problem for anyone. You just have to be careful. उसके अंदर try to figure out where is it that you are making a mistake. Are you making a mistake while reading the question because you are reading too fast? Or are you making a mistake while calculating 6 into 3, 12 हो जाता है कभी कभी. If you are making those kind of mistakes, or you are not reading the stem of the question correctly, the question would have been asked, what is the age 5 years later? But you are marking today's age as the answer. The question asks you integral values, but you are looking at real values. So जो भी है मतलब whichever whatever place you are making an error, make sure that you are doubly careful on that step. Maybe you can invest 15-20 seconds more on every question that you are getting wrong, because for every incorrect question or every incorrect answer that you are converting to a correct answer, you are virtually gaining 4 marks. -1 जो गया था वो बच रहा है and 3 marks extra you are gaining. So if you are spending 30 seconds more and getting 4 marks, then I think it's a very good deal, to be very honest. So be a bit careful is what I would suggest. ठीक है. And 25 marks are enough. 25 marks I think will be more than enough, Tane. Considering 60 days are left, 25 marks should be like really good if you are able to do that. ठीक है. And yeah, Tane, the stream will be there. All the past streams are also there as a part of the playlist. So everything is there on the channel. So all these sessions where there are there will be there on the channel. ठीक है. चलो. So on that note, we'll close the session. This was the last question, of course. So I hope you are able to get all the questions that we solved today. Nice set of questions today. Not very easy, not very difficult. So in case there's something, let me know in the comments section. I'll try to reply to that. Or otherwise, be a part of the Telegram channel. We have a nice, cozy community of 200 odd people. So do join that channel in case you want to stay updated or get these questions on a daily basis. So I'll see you then. ठीक है. चलो. Thank you Divakar. Thank you Ekansh. Thank you everyone. I'll close the session now. Thank you all for turning up. And the daily drill will continue from next Monday. So I'll see all of you on the coming Monday with the daily drill. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, Inside IM has been gracious enough, kind enough to invite us for a short Ask Me Anything session. So that will be there tomorrow 6 p.m. onwards. So do have a look at their test prep channel as well. It has already been circulated in our group, so do have a look at that. And yeah, that's where I'll be answering some of your questions. And yeah, we'll see you again on Monday with the next daily drill. Till then, take care, everyone. Stay safe and keep preparing well. All right. Bye, everyone. And thank